Yes, everybody, welcome to Underground. Thank you very much for tuning in. We got Canola in the building. Yes, mate. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Starting with Shady and then moving on to you, it feels like the best starting pair I could have thought of for the Underground series, man.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for coming.
Appreciate it.
And the bars you bought were absolute like fire, man.
Appreciate it.
Fire in the booth. I know that's not this series, but man, it was good. What was that called? That track you did?
So the title of the track's called Man Them Messenger.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
And obviously it was a story, like it sounded like it was a story about an individual.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration for that? Was that a person that you knew or
So it was multiple people who were involved in my life. So people I've encountered. So it's just a timeline of events, of possibilities. So just part of my life in there and then part of different people's lives in there. So it's just like, just a timeline of possibilities of life on the streets. And I'm just trying to point those that are on the streets to the cross, because you obviously don't want to die without giving your life to Christ, innit?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's straight, innit?
Yeah.
So you mentioned a little bit about your story as well in there from what you were
Yeah.
saying earlier. So what is your story? Like, how did you become a Christian?
So I was in church, but not in church. You know, just because you're in church doesn't mean that you're a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was in there since young, to be honest. Like my parents were in a choir back home in church, so I had the knowledge of God to a certain extent. But I only gave my life to Him when I turned 18. I got stabbed a couple of times when I was younger. Got put into care, and then I went on a youth retreat because I wanted to get out of the ends. Like literally, that's the only reason why I went. One of the man them invited me to a church. And so I just went, I looked at it as a holiday, to be honest.
Yeah.
But then it was the first time that I actually was in a place where I didn't have to put on a shield or a mask or, you know what I mean? And so I was able to be myself, and then that's where, you know, that feeling, yeah, man, I gave my life to God there and then I didn't look back.
Man,
yeah.
That's so sick, man.
Yeah.
So you could say that guy was the man then messenger, I guess.
Yeah.
There you go. So obviously you decide to define yourself. So obviously you're a rapper, but I assume you would say you're a Christian rapper, right?
Yeah.
And that's such a big definition from like naming yourself as just a rapper. So why do you decide to be like distinguish yourself as a Christian rapper?
Because I wanted to be set apart, innit? Like I don't want to be a Christian who's a rapper. I'm a Christian rapper. My message will never have anything that doesn't have to do with the things of God or Jesus Christ Himself. So there will never be a song or freestyle or anything that comes out of me that is not Christian, is not Christ based. So that's the reason why I call myself a Christian rapper, Christian artist, whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if you had one bit of advice, so obviously young Canola, you said what, well, you were 18 when you became a Christian.
Yeah.
So if there was one bit of advice you could give young Canola, I love the way I'm calling it young Canola. If there was one bit of life advice you would give him or other people in his scenario across like the world, what bit of advice would you give them?
One of the only reasons why you're doubting God is because you want to keep the sins that you love so much. Like you think that excitement and getting lit, it has stuff to do with sleeping with loads of girls and going parties and drinking and smoking, but being lit or enjoying life like is bigger than that. It's way bigger than that. Holding on to your sins for the sake of being lit is not worth your soul.
Wow.
So yeah, man, if you think that coming to Christ is going to be boring and you're not going to be able to do anything, and that you're going to be set apart because you have to be, but it's lit over here, trust me. It's lit over here, man. Just give your life and let Him direct you, innit? Like when Samsung put out that note that kept setting on fire, you know, Samsung was able to recall all the phones, like, because you have to send it back to the manufacturer. So to the man who's created you, to the God who's created you, go back to the manufacturer so that you can live life the way that you should.
Wow. Yes, mate. Love it. Thank you so much for being here.
No problem.
Like I said at the start, I couldn't think of two people to start off the series with that were better than you two. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for making the trip, recording, doing all the stuff you've done. If people who are watching want to get in contact with you, what are your socials? How do they do that? How do they listen to your stuff?
So my socials is Canola Music. You can find it on Instagram. You can find it on Twitter. You can find it on TikTok. I'm not on Facebook. YouTube is Konola Music as well. Spotify is just Konola. Apple Music, Canola. And all the other digital platforms there where you can find music, it's just Canola.
Amazing. So thank you very much for being with us. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you comment. If you've got questions for Canola, why don't you just put them in the chat as well, and then maybe we could even do like a series on YouTube, on Instagram or something, asking you some questions. So if you want to find out more, make sure you comment. If you like it, click like. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.